Good morning, everybody. Um, I hope everybody's doing good. It's been a minute since I've been on here, and I have my first cold. My first cold in the past 3 years. Last time I got sick, 3 years ago, I got COVID, and that's when I got the palsy in my eye. So you can imagine how scared I am. It's my first virus in the past 3 years. The first virus since that virus I got. And excuse me, I'm just thinking this is it feels just like a cold. I mean, I've had them many times before. But if I would have got a cold, I think anywhere in the past 3 years or 2.5 years, I would have probably had anxiety through the roof. The anxiety, I probably shouldn't be doing a video right now while I'm like boogering like this. I'm sorry. I'm just right in the middle, right in the eye of the storm with this. But I've been thinking a lot about anybody out there that is struggling, and I've been feeling really bad that I'm not on here, and hoping that I'm helping someone. But I have been out of the cycle for weeks now. I still get the physical symptoms, and but I don't react the same anymore. And also, the window's closing and closing with it now. It's getting smaller and smaller, so the times that I actually feel that stronger physical stuff is in the early morning hours, right when I open my eyes and wake up. And if I tell myself I want to try to go back to sleep, sometimes I do go back to sleep, but there's times when I just feel like I need to jump out of bed. I'm getting a lot of those strong, and it's only like maybe 3 hours in the morning. After that, it just completely like just stops. Um, and I can go through the whole day completely fine. If I feel any of the symptoms, I kind of laugh at it because I truly believe that when anyone going through this, um, no matter how long, that you will eventually, your nervous system will start calming down on its own, and you will um, basically get better and better, and you won't. I mean, we need to do the work, but also your body's doing the work, and it starts going away despite what you do. It's gonna go away, and you're gonna get less and less afraid of it, and your brain's gonna get less and less. Your brain's gonna get more and more bored. Sorry, of it. It just happens. Um, I wonder to myself sometimes if my body wouldn't have done it and brought me out of it on its own, how long I would have stayed in it mentally. But your body heals, and with time, and it takes a long time. This is one of the slowest healing. I look at it now, and I'm like, it was just your nervous system. Your nervous system was just under too much stress, and it blew a fuse. And I look at it now like it's not. I don't even want to call it anxiety. I just say it's just a nervous system problem, and it needs to heal. And when that happens, and it goes over, you're loaded up with too much stress. It can't hold the weight of the stress. And I don't look at it as anxiety anymore. That word anxiety that seems so taboo, and oh my God, it's so horrible. And I look at it as a nervous system, like medical. Oh, your nervous system just went into overdrive, and it finally is healing. And oh, now I remember why I don't like colds. But many people have had this. Many people who recovered from severe anxiety describe the process as gradual, just like I'm saying, it just takes it does take a very long time. It's confusing, and it is very non-linear at first, and um, all that is so true. It takes a long time. Wow, I'm plugged up. Not only that, I'm having allergies. Um, but I can go to sleep with a plugged up nose. I can go through the day with the allergies, and I am not, I'm not, my nervous system's doing really good. Um, I can handle it. But yeah, it's a process, and it is gradual, and it is confusing, and it's very nonlinear. It is up and down, and I used to read all that stuff, and I used to watch all those videos, and I was like, oh my god, and this is so hard, and I'd go up and I'd go down, and I'd think, oh, I'm not getting better, and it is very confusing, and it will try to convince you that you're not getting better, and the whole time you are. You have to believe that you are. You can't let go of that because you know that you are. But Claire Weeks, you hear that name a lot, and she was an Australian physician, and she had intense nervous illness herself, and she became one of the most influential voices in anxiety recovery. She understood she experienced it, the racing heart, dizziness, the panic attacks, depersonalization, obsessive fear of symptoms. I had depersonalization. Well, I had all these, but I remember the depersonalization, and I did not like it. And it was one of the first things to go, I feel like. But, her breakthrough idea was that many sufferers accidentally keep anxiety, excuse me, I hope I'm not, I know it sounds bad, keep anxiety alive by, they kept it alive by, or keep it alive by fearing the sensations, checking themselves constantly, resisting every symptom, and trying to force calm. And I did all those. So her method that she taught, face, accept, float, and let time pass. And I did read her book. And I felt like I felt a change happen when I read a book. I felt like it really helped me understand some things, and it really helps when you read about someone else's experience and you know that they actually healed. I feel like that really, really helps. I mean, it really helped me to know that people were coming out of this, and there's a way. And then we want to think we're the only ones that aren't going to heal. I mean, that's what your brain will tell you, and that's what that feeling of adrenaline will tell you. And that's not true. We can all heal from this. Instead of treating every anxious sensation like danger, Claire Weeks encouraged people to allow the sensations to exist without adding a second layer of fear, and that really works. That's why I say, I need this. I want this. That really helped me. I started coming out of it big time when I started saying those things to myself, and I started sitting with it and experiencing it and letting go of my compulsions and going places with it. So her work heavily influenced modern anxiety treatment and panic disorder recovery. And her book, Hope and Help for Your Nerves, is one I have. It's a really good book. Also, Drew Linsalata, The Anxious Truth. He really helped me too. I watched his videos. He experienced severe panic disorder and agoraphobia. And at one point he struggled to drive far from home, to enter stores, to tolerate physical anxiety symptoms, and he struggled to stop monitoring his body. And of course I did all those too. I think they're all normal symptoms of the feeling of adrenaline and your nervous system being so sensitive. I remember going in the store with my daughter, and as soon as we got down the aisle, I was, I gotta go. And we turned around, and we left. And, excuse me. Yeah, I couldn't go to stores. It was just so much. And now I have no problem going anywhere. But Drew Linsalata, I hope I'm saying his last name right. He has spoken openly about how recovery came when he stopped structuring his entire life around avoiding fear. And one thing he emphasizes is that recovery is teaching the brain that anxiety sensations are uncomfortable, not dangerous. And he gradually exposed himself to feared situations instead of waiting to feel ready. So he's another one. And, you know, I watched one of his videos once where he was talking about, how you can be afraid of it, the feeling. And I mean, it really, really touched something in me when he said you can be really afraid of it. You don't have to like it. And you don't have to, you can be afraid of it. But the whole thing about that is you have to show your brain that you're not afraid of it. That's a fake it till you make it. And when I watched that video and he said that, he said you can be really afraid of it. You can hate it. You don't have to like it to accept it. You don't have to stop being afraid of it to accept it. And something clicked with me. I was like, oh my God, because I was trying to figure out what acceptance. I was trying to figure out what acceptance meant for months. I thought I had to stop being afraid of it, the feeling. I thought I had to do all these different things to accept it. I was trying so hard to accept it, which is another, you're fighting it. So when I realized I just had to show my brain that I wasn't afraid of it, I was going to fake it to my brain and make my brain think I wasn't afraid of it. It made it so much simpler for me. I was like, oh my God, all I got to do that is to sit through it and just be like, I'm sitting here and I'm feeling this and I'm okay. Look, brain, I'm not running around. I'm not trying to find some way to stop this. I'm not going to, take something to stop it. I'm not going to run into a different room. Whatever my compulsions are, I'm not going to go do those. I'm just going to sit here and show you that I'm not running. And I didn't have to do some magical thing to accept it. All I had to do was show my brain that I wasn't scared. Fake it till you make it. Fake it to your brain. That really started working for me. Those were the steps that, when I watched his video and I heard him say that, I was like, oh my God, what a relief. I don't have to do anything special to accept this. I don't have to literally accept it and love it and like it. No, you don't have to like it. You just have to stop being, afraid of it. Stop fighting it. Stop running. Stop trying to find a way to make it stop. It was just great when I heard him say that. It really, really stepped it up for me. And of course, there's Sean Kassam, and he dealt with panic attacks and obsessive monitoring of symptoms and constant fear that something was physically wrong. I think that I watched his videos too. The only thing I have to say about that is in a lot of his videos, he talks about how you can get stuck. And I don't believe that. I thought I was stuck many times, and I would listen to some of his videos, and he would say, you got to get the mentoring, and he talks about that a lot, and I don't believe that. That's a little different than I think you can heal without paying for something. I think you can heal on your own. It's pretty basic and pretty simple. But he's right about some things. He stopped Googling his symptoms. He stopped needing certainty, reduced compulsive reassurance seeking, allowed anxious sensations to come and go. Those are all the things we talk about. And a major part of his story is learning that the nervous system calms down naturally when it no longer believes it's under threat all the time. It does calm down naturally on its own. It really does. There'll come a day when it's gradual, but it's not going to happen in just one day. But there'll come a day when you'll realize that your nervous system has calmed down, and you're not um, in that fight or flight mode. But it just happens on its own. There's Scott Stossel, and I have not read his book. He wrote My Age of Anxiety. He struggled with anxiety most of his life. He had panic attacks and phobias, obsessive worry and physical symptoms, and fear surrounding public speaking. But it's funny, I had the phobias. I had claustrophobia. That was one of my things. And I actually have had claustrophobia kind of my whole life. But going through this, I no longer have claustrophobia. Um, I didn't like going in elevators. I know now that I've gone through this, and I could go in an elevator now, and I'm not going to have full blown claustrophobia like I did, because I've made it through this. And claustrophobia was one of the things that stood out during this experience for me, and I overcame that. And it kind of seems silly now after dealing with adrenaline for 3 years. But his story is important because he explains that recovery does not always mean never feeling anxious again. For many people, recovery means no longer living controlled by fear. It means functioning again, traveling again, working again, enjoying life despite occasional anxiety. And that perspective helps many people stop measuring recovery by whether they feel perfectly calm every day. Now, that's really important because you are going to experience stress. You're going to experience things, and it's really important to know that once your nervous system calms down, things are going to come your way, and you're going to feel stress. It's not anxiety anymore. It's stress. And I feel things now, and I tell myself, I'm not experiencing anxiety right now. I'm not experiencing that. What I'm experiencing is worry, stress. These are all normal parts of life. And if it's going to feel like those anxious feelings again, but you're going to get through that. You're going to understand that, not every day is going to be perfect. It's like I was that way for 3 years, feeling all those crazy sensations, and 2.5 years, all those crazy sensations. And I forgot what life was before that. And I wanted every day to be perfect. So coming out of this, every time I felt something, I'm like, oh no, but life isn't perfect. Everything is not perfect. Excuse me, I just had to sneeze off mic. Anyway, wow. So people who have recovered often describe eventually learning these things, like anxiety symptoms can feel dangerous without actually being dangerous. Constant checking and reassurance can accidentally keep fear going. Avoidance usually shrinks life and strengthens anxiety over time. The nervous system often heals gradually through repeated experiences of safety. And recovery is rarely one perfect breakthrough moment. It's usually many small moments of not running from fear. Wow, my nose, I'm sorry, everybody. A lot of recovered sufferers also mentioned that the turning point came when they stopped treating anxiety as an emergency every hour of the day. Yeah, that's all true. Anxiety symptoms can feel dangerous without actually being dangerous. They just do. The adrenaline is made for that. It's made to help you run away from a threat. So when you have it coursing through your body, that's what you feel like you need to do. What really helped me was just sitting through it and letting it pass so that I could show my brain that that feeling wasn't dangerous to me anymore. It was really crucial. And the constant checking and reassurance You know, I did that too. Oh, every morning I would get up, and the first thing I would think was, "Is it gone? Is it still here?" You know, and then I'd get it going, and eventually that stopped too. Even I can even actually, now that my nervous system has calmed down, I can actually think about it. I can think about anxiety, and I can think, "Wow, I'm doing so good." And I might feel a little twinge of something come up, but it just goes away. It doesn't stay. So I missed being on here. I missed talking to everybody, and I wanted everyone to know. Although I shouldn't have come on here when I'm feeling like this with my nose. I just wanted everyone to know that it's possible. This healing process is long, a lot longer than I expected or thought. But it's also probably a lifetime of the emotions. Also, God, that really helped me when I told myself to feel my emotions. That anxiety was basically just a bunch of emotions bubbling to the surface, and you've got to learn to feel them. That really, really helped me advance in my healing. To show my nervous system and my brain that everything was okay, that I was going to feel everything it had to throw at me. But I just want everybody to know that if I could do it, you can do it. I was just so scared, and it was just so hard. And I understand what it feels like, but here I am, and I feel like I can safely say that my nervous system is healed. I can safely say that I am okay. Life is different. Life feels better. I'm getting my joy back. I know after a long time of feeling this intense stuff that it's really hard. You think you won't be happy again, but you will. Okay, everybody, you're going to be okay.